Hello, hello, hello. Hey, you guys, it is Wednesday. Community conversations. Y'all get in here. Get in here, okay? Come on in here and let's get it going because today is a new day. I'm feeling pretty good. This 30-day devotional got me right and tight. I know some of you guys are going through it with me, and man, this 30-day devotional is no joke. I'm telling you, we are on day 12 of the 30-day consistency to clarity devotional challenge. We are on day 12. And I'm feeling pretty good. I have been active. I have been moving. I have been having all kinds of conversations with people, and I'm having myself a good old time. So let's see what we got going on today. I drank my protein before I got on here. I shouldn't have. Now I'm like, so, hey Alanis, how are you? I hope everyone is doing well. How's that baby? Yes. So today, let me get my housekeeping. I say I'm going to do it at the beginning, so it'll be at the beginning of the videos now. So y'all know that I will be speaking in Tennessee. We had a question on Tennessee tonight. I will be speaking in Nashville, Tennessee on September the 19th and 20th. So I will be there September 19th and 20th for the Hoops Homeowners of Tennessee. They will be doing a brunch. It's a 2-day brunch event. There will be multiple speakers. There will be people there from the state, from the city, all types of organizations, and I was brought in to do some inspirational speaking. So not so much about group homes, but more about inspiration. So I will be there September 19th through the 20th. If you are interested, there should be a link somewhere that you can click, and if you are a part of this private group, you can use the mentee sign up, which gives you quite a bit of a discount. And so I will be excited to meet some of you guys in person in Tennessee. And then moving right along, in October 4th, I will be in Dallas, Texas on October 4th. And I will be speaking at the Ultimate Entrepreneurs Seminar. That is with Miss Charmaine Stevens. Yes, I will be speaking there, and that will be, my subject will be how to monetize your mission. Yes. So I'm getting out of just talking about group homes, you guys. Not getting out of it, but I'm using my skills that I learned from being a group home owner, and I am speaking on subjects that can cover a multitude of people. And so I would love to meet you guys in person, as I stated. I would love. So if you would like to come to that, oh yeah, I have a discount code for the Ultimate Entrepreneur Seminar, which is Hayes, my last name, Hayes, 25, and you will get a discount on your ticket. So, don't look. Just a couple of reminders to let you guys know. Okay. So yeah. Oh. How old is that baby? What are you doing? Rolling around and crawling? What the heck? When did you have him? He kind of young, ain't he? But anyway, we'll talk about that later. So yes, So tonight we are getting into it. Now I did have one question in regards to Tennessee. Tennessee reentry programs, I believe was the question. What would be the licensing for, let me go back and look at the question. So I don't want to read it wrong. What state or local licensing or regulations apply to operating a reentry or transitional housing facility in Tennessee? All right. So really, with reentry to Tennessee, I believe the Department of Corrections does have approved transitional housing. The Department of Corrections. So you may want to reach out to the TDOC, Tennessee Department of Corrections, and see if you can get on their approved list. Now, of course, there's going to be some type of regulations, some type of compliance, something that you'll have to do in order to be on their approved transitional list. But that is where I would start for reentry. And so, yeah, so I wanted to get that answered for Alanis is in Tennessee, and I believe she wanted to know. And so I wanted to get that answer for you right off, Alanis. And so tonight, I always come on, you guys, if I don't have a lot of questions or if people aren't here asking a lot of questions, I always come on here and try to give you guys some nuggets, some gems, whatever you want to call it. And so the question that I receive most on my consultation calls, because y'all know I do consultation calls on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for 4 hours. So I end up doing about 16 consultation calls in 2 weeks. Well, you get what I'm saying. I do 8 each week, which means I always try to see what is the most asked question, and then I come on here on Wednesday evening and I talk to y'all about it. And so I got some pretty diverse questions from people that have no group home experience, all the way to people that have I actually had a conversation yesterday with someone that has multiple group homes, have been doing group homes for 7 years, and is frustrated, and they needed to brainstorm and come up with a strategy. And so we were able to do that in our 1 hour consultation. So I tell you guys, I get all kinds of different questions and different people that book calls with me. Sometimes people just need someone to throw things off of, get advice, see if I have any inside information. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And so it's just really good to be able to help people out from all over the United States, all types, people just learning about group homes, saw my video on a podcast, to people that use information and got their group home set up, to all the way to people that are seasoned group home owners. I get it all. And so the most asked question, because the majority were new people, was funding. How can I get funding? Because there's all these grant gurus out here right now talking about grants. And so people are just like, where's this money at? Where's the group home money at? I want to open a group home. Where's the funding? And I'm just so honest with people that I have not met a person yet. Now, I've paid grant writers. I've worked with people that say they do grants. I'm currently working with somebody that does grants. Have I received a grant from anyone that I have paid to help me do a grant? No. I have not received a grant, and I'm not saying it's on them. My business is set up perfectly. I've been running for years. I have all the KPIs. I have all the information. I have everything that I need to get me there. Have I got there? No. And I'm not, placing blame on anybody. I'm just letting you guys know it's not as easy as people say it is. It's not as easy. And so, that's coming from someone that has ran multiple group homes for multiple years, and I have yet to get a grant except for, like I said, with COVID, and they were handing out grants to everybody, and I didn't pay anybody to do that grant. I filled out a form, and they issued so many grants out here in Arizona, and I was one of the people that got one. So that is the only grant. Anybody else that I have, associated myself with or paid to be my grant writer or give me a grant, I haven't received anything. So I just want to let you guys know that it's difficult. It's difficult. And so don't set yourself up to say, I'm going to get this grant that's going to help me, or I'm going to get this. You may have to lean on, your building your business credit. You may need to lean on your personal credit. These are things you may have to use. I told y'all my personal story. I took a job I hated because I wanted them bonuses, and I took those bonuses and I made it happen. And so you have to find what's best for you. But, I just wanted to go over things that people don't normally think about when it comes to starting their group homes. There's a lot of people out here that want to start, and they're like, where is this money going to come from? They hit a brick wall. I'm working with a young lady right now, and she's just like, she really thought there was going to be this money out there that she could receive to start her business. And so I just want to give you guys practical. I'm not about, like I said, if I get a grant and I can come back and tell you guys, I specifically applied for this with this person and they were able to assist me to get a grant. Yeah, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to be on here. I'm going to be on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be telling y'all. I'm going to hook y'all up with them. I'm going to do that. But until I get to that point, there's nobody I can refer y'all to. I'm going through the process myself because I was trying to go through it myself. But y'all know I got things going on. I can't make that my full focus, and my business is making money. So I don't really have to make it my focus. So that's why I pay other people to do it. But like I said, no one has made that happen for me. So if it's anybody out there that sees this video and you're the master at it and you have the track record and you want to take it on, let's do it. All right. So yeah, there's many aspiring entrepreneurs, aspiring group home owners that get to that hurdle and they're like, so what do I do? If I don't have the money, what do I do? And so, like I said, I just wanted to give you guys some practical, actionable strategies to overcome that funding. Give you things to think about, because if you want it to happen, it will happen. If you really want it to happen, it will happen. Just like I told you guys, I sacrificed. And when I say that, I ate peanut butter and jelly. I went without things. I did not travel. I did not buy anything. I got my kids on board. I talked to them about it. And I told them it's not going to be like this forever. There will come a time where we will not have to live like this. But right now, we have to live like this. And so, you too, If you really, really want something, look, I'm talking to you. I had to come in close because I'm talking to you. If you really, really want it, you will make it happen. Okay, look. So yeah, I'm just telling you, there are other hidden ways. You know, I didn't always. I got started by using my money, but guess what? I wanted to scale. I wanted to create more group homes. So there are non-traditional things that I did in order to raise money for my group home business. And so don't be afraid to do, you know, I always say don't do GoFundMes for people dying. You shouldn't do GoFundMes for people dying. You should have insurance policies. And if you don't have an insurance policy, get with me because I'm a licensed insurance agent. And so let's get you an IUL set up or something set up for you so you don't have to worry about things when you know, because we all gonna die at some point. You know what I'm saying? Unless Jesus Christ come back. We're all gonna die. So you need to be prepared to leave something for your children or your children's children. Okay? Don't be afraid to do, you know, seed invest or give butter or all these different things where people pull their money together in order to make businesses happen. Don't be afraid to do that. Think of community foundations. There might be organizations out there. There's an organization here in Arizona that is a CDFI. And so they allocate funds for small businesses, for minorities. Find one in your area. You know, they may be able to help you. There might be faith-based charities that want to partner with you. But it's up to you to find these things. It's up to you to figure these things out. It's not just going to fall in your lap. And so think of different ways. You can probably Google different things in your area that will assist you in starting your group home. You may have a relative with money that may want to back you. Think of strategic partnerships. I tell my mentees within the mentorship group, some of y'all in the same city, not just the same state, but some of y'all in the same city. Partner together. This is the thing. And I'm not going to, you know, this, some of y'all know, me and my partner split. And it was not on a positive level, okay? So I'm not going to say that every situation works out right. But the thing is, like I always tell you guys, get you a contract. Get you a contract, set you up some parameters. Nobody, don't do 50-50 ever. Okay? Don't do 50-50 ever. Always someone needs to be the majority. So even if it's two of you guys, do 51-49. Don't do 50-50 because that puts a strain on you when you want to do something and that other person doesn't, and you guys are beaten, you know. I'm a witness, okay? So don't do 50-50. Have you a good ironclad contract and then have parameters like how much money can be withdrawn at one time or things that can be you know, you can make a decision up to $500 or $100. Anything over that we need to meet on. Put it in your operations agreement. And then that way, if something gets out of rye, you have legal rights to say, hey, you did not stick to this contract. You went out and spent $10,000 to rent an Airbnb to make videos and floss, and you put it on the business, and you shouldn't have did that. Now, you know? So have those parameters, but don't shy away from partnerships. Don't shy away from partnerships. I'm still in partnerships right now. Even though my main, you know, my group home organization, me and my partner did split, I'm still in partnerships with other people. So I'm not giving up on partnerships just because one rotten fruit, if the one rotten fruit gets in the bag, it's going to make the rest rotten. Well, you take that one rotten fruit and throw it out of there, it's not going to spoil the fruit. So, yeah, I'm not giving up on partnerships. So you should think about that. Figure out people to partner with. Then leverage your network. Like I said, my mentees, I tell them, think about partnering with somebody. Also, too, ask for smaller amounts. If you know you need $20,000 to get going, go to 20 of your family members and say, hey, can y'all give me $1,000? But give them like a clear, realistic expectation on when they're going to get their money back. And then maybe put a little on top. Maybe put a little, hey, I'll give you back $1,200 in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that would be open to give you $1,000 instead of $20,000. Okay, so do the small ask, or do 40. If you a person with a lot of people in your network, ask 40 people for $500. That's even easier, And then this is the thing. I'm just gonna say it. If you don't have people in your network that can give you or loan you $500, you maybe need to get in a new network. I'm just gonna say it. You maybe need to get in a new network, or you need to get your storytelling down so you can bring people into your vision and they can make sacrifices with you and y'all get together and do it. It is possible. So you have to set the tone in this. But friends, family, your personal network, try to get together, reach out to them, ask them, can you have partnerships with a nonprofit? Yes, you can have partnerships with a nonprofit. That is one reason why I was trying to get a grant, because I wanted to seed into smaller group home organizations to help them get going, and that was going to be a part of it. So that's ultimately why I was trying to get a big grant, because I want to partner with people like that. But yeah. Oh wow, he's 4 months. Okay. All right, so transparency is currency. Like I said, you need to be able to talk, to storytell, to show them what your vision will be, to show them what your mission is. You're going to have to tell them your plan, what your budget is. So you're going to need to know the numbers. You're going to need to know, this is what I can potentially make. And don't make up numbers off of your head. Do the research. Or book a consultation call and I'll do the research to let you know what you can make for that type of group home, And so know your budget, know your why. Like I said, storytelling. You need to know why you're doing this. And don't be like, it's just for money. Tell the root reason why you wanted to start a group home. Cultivate relationships early. Build that trust. Build the trust with banks. You do it early on. Build that trust. Build up your business credit. Do those things with local banks and credit unions, those small banks. You don't want to go for the big wigs right off the bat. Try maybe a local credit union, because they will be more open to give you small loans. You pay them back, then they'll give you bigger loans, and you can grow with them. And so that's a good thing to do. And then keep in communication. A lot of times, this is where people go wrong. What do I always tell you guys? Build relationships and then nurture them. You have to nurture the relationship. The problem with us is we plant the seed, we leave, We do whatever we want to do. And then we come back and expect something to grow. You ain't watered. You ain't pulled no weeds. You ain't, you know what I mean? You ain't did anything. And you want this big, fresh fruit to come from what you did. No. Don't y'all know that's why I'm always out in the community networking? Because you build the relationship and then you nurture it. You nurture it. Just like a baby, just like Alana's baby. Alana's could pop that baby out and then be like, oop, set it to the side, let me do what I gotta do. And then she come back two years later. What's gonna be wrong with that baby? She ain't fed the baby, she ain't changed the baby, she ain't did nothing with the baby. What is gonna, and y'all know I'm not saying this about her baby, but if you do that to something, it's going to die. That's the same with your relationships. You have to continually be nurturing your relationships in some shape, form, or fashion. I told you I don't do a lot of going out and talking to people anymore as far as case managers. But guess what? Every Monday they get an email. Every Monday. And then if we get an empty bed in the middle of the week or something like that, hey, my nurse will reach out and try to get a hold of people because we don't like empty beds. So I'm saying you have to continually be nurturing these relationships. You just can't call on people when you need something. So remember that, okay? Let's see. Cultivate relationships. Yes, I went over that. So what you need to do is, this is kind of like an action plan that I wrote out. It's your kickstart to get funding for those of you out there who's like, I don't know where to find money, or I can't get no money, and you know, because like I said, that was the most asked questions over the 8 calls that I had this week. Funding. So map your mission. You need to list 10 people. That can include organizations. 10 people, 10 organizations that are already serving your target population. Reach out to people that are already serving, okay? And then talk to them about your vision and tell them what you want to do. You may have to give up some equity. I have partnerships right now where I'm like, I want a percentage. Now, I'll tell you guys, I do partnerships, but I only do them for a limited time. My lawyer taught me that. The one that I told you guys that used to mentor me, I do 2-year partnerships. And there are some people that want to renew. It depends on how the relationship goes, because I don't ever want to get stuck in a relationship that I don't like. Because why should I? Think about it. Why should I? I could literally, if I wanted to, set up a group home in just about any state. Now, granted, there are states I don't want to, but I could literally set up a group home in any state. So I really don't need a partnership, but it's good to have. That's a trickle coming in. Y'all know I like trickles. So look, it don't take a lot. If you get 10% off of 10 homes, that's 100% in my eyes. You know? That's 100% off in my eyes, especially when I don't have to run it or have my name on it. So you have to think about it that way, and that's how you have to talk to people about it. You may have to give up some equity. You know, I'm not going to say always do that, but you may have to get started. But always have an exit. Don't do an infinite long amount. Hey, you're going to get this percentage for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. I would say at least 2 years, because it takes a minute to get your stride. And you don't want to leave people, you always want people to be better than they were before you came. So yeah, So you may want to do minimum 2 years, maximum I would do is 5, and that's just my recommendation. But you always want to have an out, because if that relationship goes sour, you don't want to have to be fighting for your business. Build a mini pitch kit. I had it, y'all. I had about a 10-page PowerPoint that I made up, just telling people about my vision, about my mission, telling people the plan, giving them the numbers, laying it out. I did all of that. I had a 10-page pitch plan and was able to raise enough money to buy a city block. See, I don't even talk about that much. But yeah, bought a city block, and guess what? Held it for a year. A year later, all those people made money off of that. The people that helped buy it. So yeah, and we bought it in cash. So yeah, it works out. It works out if you make it work, you know? You just have to be able to storytell, be able to share your story, and be able to give people a numbers and a breakdown and let them know. And I'm not going to say it always works out. I'm not going to say it. I had a business. It did not work out. It wasn't the right time. Did people lose money? Yeah. We lost money. I lost money. They lost money. So it's not going to always work out perfectly. But in the group home industry, if you get a good plan and you're in the right area at the right time, I'm just being honest, because it's stuff changes, it will work out in your favor. You know, I tell you guys all the time, I won't do mental health in Georgia, because Georgia changed all their rules that making it really, really difficult for people to open group homes in the mental health space. It's a lot of regulation on it, like a lot. And so for someone that may have started and then right in the middle, they changed the regulations, guess what? They may not be able to finish. So just think if that person would have collected money or did all of that. So that too, you need to put out there. If this business goes awry, you know what I'm saying? You have to have something in there to say you're either going to pay people back or it's like an investment. And most times it's like an investment. If I lose, we all lose. And you got to be realistic about that. So that's why I say sometimes when you go to family, the smaller amounts might be better, because, you know, anything can happen. And I'm not going to say that it will, but it can. You know, and so you want to be realistic about it. And then post your story, post your vision. Y'all know social media is powerful. You tell people what you're doing, what you're trying to do, somebody might get on board. I had a lot of people that reached out to me after Flipology and was like, hey, you know, I own homes, or I can get people homes. I had a funder. I might be doing a live with her soon in regards to, she's like, I do loans on properties for group homes, but she only does it in certain states. And so if you tell people your story, tell them what you're trying to do, and you can lay it out and show them the plan, a lot of times people will come on board and they will want to assist you if they can. Okay, so yeah. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a practical, you know, all these people out here searching in the daytime with a flashlight for some funding, searching in the daytime for a flashlight for these grants that everybody's talking about. So I just wanted to give you guys some practical things, okay? All right, so someone asked the question, can you kind of explain partnership? Partnerships would be, say if you got with somebody in your city or even outside of your city, Or say, Alanis, you're looking for a property to do a group home in. And someone says, I have the property. And you said, okay, I can do the work. I can do the, what do you call it? I can do the work. I can get the licensing done and things like that. And then you two partner together. You say, you're going to get this percentage. I'm going to get this percentage. And we're going to do it for this many years. So that's kind of what a partnership is. Okay, so that's kind of how it would work. Everybody would get whatever is in the contract. Could be 20%. A lot of times, just be honest, I do 20% over 2 years. I want 20%, and that's it, over 2 years. And so after that, I'm out of it. It's yours. And so basically, they keep 80, I do 20, I get 20. I help them get set up. I do all the things. They find the property, they put up the money, I get them set up, I do all the oversight. So I basically train them and things like that. So I'm not open to any partnerships right now. Just FYI, you guys. I have a number in my head that I keep, that I do, and right now I'm capped out. So if you see this at a later date, don't be calling me about no partnerships. I still have people calling me out for old videos when I used to do the premium packages for 50,000. People still be hitting me up or booking calls trying to get that. And so just know, whenever you're watching this, look at the date. And so just make sure that you guys, like I said, it's okay to, Nita, everything has to have an expiration date, everything, because you just never know. I have been in partnerships with someone, and man, I thought they were like a stand-up person. They were doing all kinds of things that I was finding out about, and at the end of the partnership, they wanted to renew, because this is the thing. I'm always going to bring value. I'm going to connect you. I'm going to do oversight. I'm going to make sure your books is good. I'm going to do all that. And so they were just so adamant. No, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep it. And I was like, I sat there and listened to them. Okay. And then they said, okay, so we're going to renew the contract. And I said, no. You heard me. This relationship is over. And he could not believe it. And then when we left out, one of my associates was with me. And when we left out, she was like, oh my God, you was just sitting there smiling and shaking your head. She was like, I just knew you were gonna, renew with him. And I said, no, I told him, like, I'm always gonna smile. I'm always gonna be cordial, but I'm about my business. And when you do things that are not legit, and I'm connected to you, like, I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm not trying to go to jail. And so what I tell you all the time, it ain't behind me today, but freedom is very important to me. And I don't have time for any of that. So that's why I say you always want to have an expiration date. Get in, make your money. Everybody make their money. It's all good. And then whoever is the primary can move ahead, or you guys can continue together. But I always say have an expiration date on that. But I just wanted to give you guys some practical steps. I hope I was able to explain partnerships well enough for you, Alanis. I hope I was. But if you are serious about opening a group home, I just want to throw it out there, you guys. Just had someone yesterday pass their inspection, their licensing. We were able to provide their policies to them, and everything went well. We have someone right now who is waiting on their last inspection, And we have people all the time that get to the end goal, through our mentorship program. So if you are interested in being a part of our mentorship program, if you're already in the mentorship program, congratulations, you're a winner. Nah. but if you're not, and you're thinking about someone to help you get through this group home journey, I would be honored to assist you to get there. And so make sure that you reach out, you book a call, you fill out an application. We have applications online to be a part of the mentorship. And so I just wanted to throw that out there because I really, you guys, I can't even tell y'all how much I enjoy helping other people get group homes and hearing other people say, oh, I got my group home, or oh, I got my first client, or oh, I'm full. I love that. I love when people tell me they full. And so, yeah, I just want to help as many people that I can to live their dream. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have the dream of owning a group home organization. And so I love what I do. I tell you all the time, it keeps me smiling. Is it frustrating sometimes? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got somebody going through an inspection right now who their inspector is the inspector of inspectors. And I say that because I know this inspector personally. So, yeah, they keep going back and forth, and it is. It's very subjective. It's going to depend on the surveyor or inspector that you get. And this person is so by the book. They are so by the book. But they are very, very picky as far as the book. And so, yeah. So it's frustrating sometimes. It is. But like I tell everybody, we will get you there. We're going to work with you until you get there. And so that's the great thing about it. There's so many people that have been through this journey that throw their hands up and be like, oh, this is too much. I talk to people all the time. Yeah, I started it, but I never finished because of, this or that. The policies were too hard or this or that, And all I know is that people in my mentorship that really want it, that stick to the plan, that are coachable, that do what, the things that I tell them to do, they get there. And so that makes me very happy. It makes me excited to help more people. And I love what I do. I can't say that enough. I love what I do, you guys. But yeah, let me see. Anything else? I don't see any other questions. Yeah. So funding, like I said, that was a big question this week. Funding can be a big hurdle, or it could be a brick wall. So you got to think of it that way. It could be a hurdle. A hurdle you can jump, you might have to climb over it a little bit. It might be a speed bump, A brick wall, you run into the brick wall, boop. If there's nothing to get you to the top, you stuck at that brick wall. And so don't make it a brick wall. Do what you can do. If you got to do small steps. I have a young lady, aspiring group home owner. Oh my gosh, this girl, she's so young, but she inspires me. Just off of all the things she tells me that she's doing, and funding is like her biggest hurdle to get over. But she's doing so much, and I just be like, wow. It inspires me to keep going because I'm like, man, we got to find a way for her to have a group home. she's so young, but she's just like, she wants it so bad. And that's kind of how you have to be. It's kind of like when I tell you, you have to be so delusional about your vision. You have to be so delusional about having the group home that you can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can hear it, you can touch it. You have to be so delusional. And that's what got me there. You know, that delusion and just telling people and just talking to people over again and just working diligently, just working, saving every dime, pouring into it. Yeah, that's what got me there. And I know it can get you there too. And so, let's see. So contact the TDOC, what I need to be qualified. Yes. Contact the TDOC, like. But yeah, you guys, you look, you can get there, but it's up to you. And that's facts. And that's the truth. It's up to you. I can want it so bad for you. But if you don't want it as bad as I want it for you, you'll never get there. All right, you guys. Well, that's it for today. I enjoyed this time together. Remember those dates for those events. And I will see you guys back here again next week. All right? As I always say, be a blessing to someone else. Good night.